Hi, my name is Dan. Welcome to Drive Equals Balance. This is my Mod 1 test series. Here I'm going to show you the formula of how you can actually do Mod 1 from the beginning, from pushing your bike all the way to the end, doing the avoidance or the swerve. We're going to actually break it down and find out exactly what you need to do with all of these controls in order to get this right. The first thing we're going to be doing here is the pushing exercise. So we're going to go from one box here, indicated by the green cones, all the way to the other box there, indicated by those green cones. Now, when you are doing your Mod 1, before you move your bike every single time, you need to look left, then look right. The examiner wants you to treat it as if it is the public highway. So even though you're in a car park, you must treat it as if you're on the public highway. So let's do that. We're going to ride into one of these bays and then we're going to talk about pushing your bike. So I get started. First gear, look left, look right. And you can ride as far as you need to. You can make it as easy as you want. You don't need to do a crazy tight U-turn or crazy turn to get it in the box. Once you're in the box, find neutral. Yeah, turn it off and then side stand down. Once it's off, you can get off your bike. The examiner will then ask you, push it from one bay all the way to the other bay. Now, there's a few ways that you can do this. The first way you can do this is you pick up the bike, pick up the side stand. If you don't pick up the side stand, if you leave the side stand down, there is a chance of that side stand hitting the floor and pitching your bike the other way. Okay, so they will give you a minor for that. And also, if anyone wants to come down and clean my bike, I would absolutely love that. Right, we'll keep going. So I'll pick up the side stand. I've got one hand on the back of the bike here. Now, if your bike doesn't have a grab rail like mine does, this one is great. If your bike has only got a seat, okay, then take the palm of your hand, yeah, and put it right there in the bike, and then you can push there. Okay, we can push there. What we want to do with our front hand is this is going to be the one that steers, and this is going to be the one that stops the bike going from left to right. We want to keep that bike as upright as possible. So on my grab rail, facing the way I want to go. We don't want to be walking backwards like this, yeah? So I'm facing the way I want to go, pushing with my forward hand, steering with my rear hand, keeping the bike as upright as possible. Okay, nice, easy, gentle walk all the way around. Now here I'm not going to quite make it, so I can stop, straighten the bars, both hands on the handlebars here, push forward. Okay, even though I've got this little speed bump, stop again, put the hand on the back, and then push backwards. Then I can get it in the bay, nice and easy. Once I'm in the bay, come to a nice gentle stop. And then I can put my side stand down, make sure it's gone all the way, give it a little kick, and I can lean the bike. That's the end of the exercise. Now, if you wanted to, you could push it forward. So the other way of doing it, where you're absolutely allowed to do this, yeah, there's no penalisation for doing so, is, do a bit of workout. So you can pick it up, pick up the side stand, push it backwards. Okay, you just keep going backwards like that. Turn it the opposite way. Stop. Check. Push it forwards. Yeah. And then turn it. Okay. And then we can then push it backwards. Oh, I've got that speed bump. You won't have a speed bump to deal with. So I'll push it backwards in the bay like that. And then we come to a stop. Side stand down. Happy days. Both of those are passes. Now, where we can go wrong here is when we push, but when we push the bike, we let the bike lean over too much. Okay, so I'm going to do it again so you can see. So here, pick it up, side stand up, pushing. And then I'm going to let the bike lean. And when you see here, the bike has leaned too much, this is now a problem, yeah? So we want to make sure, bloody hell, oh gosh, look at that. That is insane. So anyway, we want to make sure we don't let the bike lean too much, okay? If you lean it too much, it is deemed as you being out of control. So you want to make sure that that doesn't happen. Now, you have a choice. You can pick the left box or you can pick the right box. So if I push from this box here, from the left box as you see it, to that one there, it's exactly the same. Some people find it easier to push from the left box as you see it to the right box. And I'll show you why, okay? Because they're in control of it more when it comes to the leaning aspect. So have a go with both ways rather than just doing one way. So here we pick it up, pick up the side stand, give it a look, and we'll push backwards. And now I feel a little bit more in control, but we should learn how to do it both ways. But the bike is pretty much upright, yeah? So we're pushing here into the box, side stand down, and that is end off. So that is pushing, all right? Make sure you're happy doing it both ways. 9 times out of 10, it's your choice. Sometimes though, examiners will tell you, go in this box, or they'll tell you go in that box. But they should really leave it up to you. It is your choice. One more thing. Make sure with the cones, when you're pushing your bike, that you don't kick over a cone. Now my cones, obviously they're small, but if you kick over a cone whilst you're doing mod 1, make contact with any cones, it's going to be a fail. So just make sure we don't kick any of these cones whilst we're doing the pushing exercise. That is exercise 1 of the mod 1. Let's go.